What is going on, guys? I am back for part 8 of the 2030 challenge, where I have taken charge of Aston Villa in the SkyBet Championship with the sole aim of returning to the promised land of the Premier League. And with just 11 games left to go in the season now, I can tell you that we are well on our way to achieving just that. We have been doing very well since that mid-season slump that I sort of introduced you in the last episode. So I live-com that 5-1 win against Wolves, absolute romping that really stopped the mid-season rot, if you like. We went to Cambridge and very nearly put ourselves back into the position of suffering a slump as they took a 4-3 win away from the Abbey Stadium. John Marshall didn't help our cause, being sent off after 10 minutes. Our defence held out for a full half an hour when they then proceeded to take the most humongous leak of goals I've ever witnessed. 3 goals in just 5 minutes. Charlie Burke, Neil O'Hanlon and Curtis Dean all getting their names onto the score sheet. Ricky Baxter got us what looked at the time like a consolation goal on 55 minutes, but Aidan Bricknell on 59 made it 4-1 and really put the result beyond any doubt. 2 later goals from Ricky Baxter and Chris White gave us a bit of false hope, to be honest, because it was always going to be a tall order to get back into the game when you've had a man sent off after 10 minutes. We then exacted perfect revenge over Cardiff, who beat us by 2-1, I think it was. 2-0, in fact, earlier in the season. So to smash them 4-0 at home, they were in the playoff places, I believe, at the time as well. So it was a really satisfying win to absolutely romp a team who are pretty decent at this level. Chris White, Martinez Gonzalez, Slavkov and Ricky Baxter all chipping in with goals of their own. We then went to the Macron Stadium to face Bolton, and more of the same really. We were totally ineffectual against them. Failed to beat them again, although they are relegation strugglers, which is very disappointing. Ricky Baxter's goal just on half-time made the team talk a lot easier, but the full-time team talk was made much more difficult by Jacob Murphy, please learn to read, hitting one from about 30 yards after 81 minutes. I mean, there's not a lot you can do against a goal like that, but we should have scored more goals against them, really, to secure the win. We didn't create enough to deserve the 3 points, and that's disappointing to have to say. We then hosted Crewe and picked up a pretty routine 3-0 victory. Donici, Slavkov and Baxter with the goals there. I think this is 2 0-0 draws against Middlesbrough in succession, as we went to the Riverside this time and played out one of the worst performances I've seen from us. Created pretty much nothing from what I saw from the highlights, and yeah, deserved to drop 2 points there, which is really unfortunate because at this time Swansea was starting to have a slump of their own and we could sort of start to smell blood at the top of the table. We responded to smelling blood by picking up 2 3-0 wins in a row, including the win at the Second City derby. First off, we smashed Leeds at home 3-0. I believe they are the basement club in the Championship, so we should be expecting to beat these by a comfortable margin. It was very nearly not that comfortable though. Diego Donici on 50 minutes grabbing the first goal for us, but 2 late penalties from Damian Martinez Gonzalez put the result beyond any doubt and probably, in all fairness, flattered us quite a lot. And then the big one, our first away win in quite some time actually. Our first away win of 2031 coming in March, would you believe. Greg Nichols getting himself back on the score sheet on 29 minutes to signal his return to form after a lengthy period of injury. 2 late goals again, making the scoreline seem maybe more emphatic than it should have been. But nevertheless, I think we deserved it this time. We created enough chances. We were just really poor at taking them right until the death with Antelek and Slavkov's goals. That means after 35 games, we are sitting pretty in second place in the table. Just 3 points behind Swansea, very much still on that title charge. I'm very excited to be giving you that double live com of Swansea and Sunderland. That after those games, I really think we'll have a very clear idea of whether we're getting promoted this season or whether maybe will even have a sniff at the Championship title. The chasing pack in the playoffs, Sheffield Wednesday, Reading and Barnsley. Middlesbrough and Crawley also ready to pounce on any mistakes that those clubs make. Down at the bottom we've got Crewe, Bolton and Leeds. As I've said, Bolton we have a terrible record against, given that they are second from bottom. When we played them at home they beat us 1-0, and the recent game at the Macron was a 1-1 draw. Not too pleased with that. Top goal scorers Ricky Baxter and Alfonso Alvarez continuing their season-long battle for the title of top marksman. They're both on 22 goals at the moment, so it's still extremely close. Anyway, today's live com is going to be against Coventry. I was going to live com the Blues game, as I'd said, but I didn't really want to play it again after Camtasia messed up, because we got the win, and I really don't think it was worth playing it again just to get a live com of it. We've got another derby game anyway, not as intense as the Birmingham one perhaps, but it will be against Coventry City. And if the last game against Coventry is anything to go by, we should have a cracking game on our hands. We beat them 4-3 away from home. A 50-yard goal from Donachi, proving the difference. That was on 90 minutes as well, so I don't know, I think I reviewed it in quite some detail, showed you the goals. If you missed that, check it out in a previous episode. But in the table, Coventry, very sort of ordinary run-of-the-mill side, doing well to escape the drop considering they're newly promoted. So we should be looking to pick up a pretty easy victory here. Alright, the team I'm going to go with then, keeping the defensive midfielder in there because that tactical change seems to have worked an absolute treat. We're going to have Remy Osborne coming back from injury today, not the most match fit. Back four, Koch, Halub, Marty and Korinek. Marshall the anchorman, with Sadler and Martinez Gonzalez in midfield. Diego Donachi will be attacking the left flank, with Slavkov and Nichols the front two. So fairly standard team really, a lot of regular first teamers. Let's get into this game and hopefully we can pick up a routine victory here. So let's see what kind of formation Coventry are going to be lining up with as we just play with that pre-match team talk. They're going with a 4-4-1-1. What a treat with me on an online save I did with Norwich. Don't know any of these players obviously because they're all regenerated, but let's see how our strange formation lines up with their more conventional one, let's see. So let's carry on straight from where we finished. Absolutely destroying the Blues 3-0. I say destroying, we scored 2 of our goals in the last 3 minutes. Hopefully we can get all our goals scored relatively early this time round, so I don't have to worry so much. Greg Nichols whips the corner in. Marty, it's Halub and it's 1-0 already. Set piece magic there. Radek Halub getting on the end of it. That's very impressive. We haven't really been scoring that many goals from corners. It has to be said. A lot of our goals, as I think I've mentioned before, seem to be coming from rebounds. If the keepers had better reflexes, maybe we wouldn't score as many goals. But nice set piece goal there to hopefully give us the foothold to push on and dominate this game. The sooner we get another goal really, the sooner I can sort of relax. Although I am in the Championship, which is probably the worst league to manage in for your stress levels, let's say. So about half an hour in, we're getting plenty of shots in, controlling the game fairly nicely as Sunderland take a 1-0 lead, which is unfortunate for us, but when you're chasing the top places you can expect your rivals to be winning most games, and you've really got to trust your team to not mess up. As Osborne collects the ball there, was worried he was just going to rush out and miss the ball and give the Coventry striker an easy shot at goal, but that hasn't happened, thankfully. We've got Martinez Gonzalez now finding Slavkov. He does his magic as a shot, not too shabby. Oh, that's big news. Crawley have taken the lead against Swansea, and we move up to top spot as it stands. But we need to do our part here. We need to take the 3 points from Coventry to earn our right to finally crawl back to the top of the table. Swansea actually have had a history of sort of going behind in games and coming back from them to win 2-1. I've been looking out at Swansea's results time and time again whenever we've played to see if we've made any inroads on them. And I checked their results, 1-0, 40 minutes to the other team. Brilliant. And then by the 80th minute, it's something like 4-1. Yeah, it's a bit disheartening. But let's focus on ourselves, for goodness sake. Nichols, Slavkov, straight at the keeper. Bolton, the defender, makes a vital interception, although that highlight was straight from kickoff, so it's very unlikely that anything would have actually came of it. Douglas to Freer, Korinak to Marshall now. Let's kill this game off now, because we've dominated it and we're only 1-0 up. There's always danger in that situation. As Coventry look to launch an attack, and he's just hoofed it. I'm sure Sam Allardyce is too old to manage in 2030. So I don't know where this boss is getting his tactical advice from. As Donici is played through, can he whip in the ball? He can. He finds Nichols. It's 2-0. And that surely now is game, set and match, as Coventry have really not been in this game one bit. Koch with the hoof ball up to Donici. I didn't tell him to do that. But Donici hits a wonderful first-time cross and a wonderful first-time finish from Greg Nichols. The club legend seals the goal there. I'm going to take off Martinez Gonzalez because he's both on a yellow card and on 68% condition. That's the kind of substitution that sort of jumps out at you as a bit of a no-brainer, really. I'm also going to bring on Elliot Pack, fresh legs in the anchorman position. Sadler picks up a knock as soon as he's brought on. That's typical. Cheers for that, FM. As Swansea equalise against Crawley. So we're back down to second, but we will gain 2 points on Swansea if things stay as they are, which is more than enough for me. Huddersfield have equalised against Sunderland. This is turning out to be more like Soccer Saturday than an actual live comp, but that will mean we go 8 points clear of third place, which would be huge. But we have to not mess up ourselves here. Let's be honest. Nichols, come on, send Slavkov through. He's onside. What can he do? Hits it straight at the keeper. Not a satisfactory finish at all there. Should have done a lot better, but we've got a corner. We've proven that we can score from corners. Nichols whips it in, and it's dealt with. Second ball. Nichols whips it in, and it's dealt with. So what can we do? Nichols. Come on. Don't say this is their highlight. No, it's probably just going to be one of those highlights that you wonder why it's even a highlight, because nothing really actually happens as Huddersfield take the lead in their game, and we stretch our advantage over third to 9 points with 10 games to go. It seems unassailable, but you never know, especially in the Championship. We've just got to keep winning, keep doing our thing. Swansea typically get a last-minute winner. That's a kick in the teeth. But we've done all we can. We've stretched our lead on third place, made our promotion that little bit more secure. So all in all, it's been a fine episode. So the table then, us and Swansea really are establishing a foothold on the automatic promotion places. Big game against Swansea coming up in the next live com. That'll be in about 5 games time. That will probably be a title decider, because you look at our goal difference, it's so huge compared to pretty much anyone else in the leagues. 47. We've been the most potent team going forward, and also I think conceded the least amount of goals. We've just not really picked up as many results as Swansea have. But yeah, Sunderland losing was the main headline really, because they are now 9 points behind us with 10 games to go. I believe it will be the Sunderland game before the Swansea game. Yeah, so if we can win most of the games coming up and maintain the gap to 9 points, I think we should be able to secure promotion in the next episode. Could render the Swansea game a bit of a dead rubber, that one, but it depends on how everyone else's results go and how ours go, of course. So yeah, after a good routine victory against Swansea, I wish it was, against Coventry, that is going to be it for this episode, guys. Sorry about the delayed uploads. I'll try and make sure that doesn't happen again, but I'll probably fail. That's going to be it. Take care, and I'll see you next time.